members of the boards and committees in attendance, department heads, staff, our state delegation, and our amazing Topsfield community. I come before you tonight to provide the Topsfield State of the Town address. Just over 5 years ago, I was given the tremendous responsibility to serve as Topsfield Town Administrator. Outside of my wonderful and supportive family, who are here tonight, it has been an opportunity of a lifetime to serve this community. Being Topsfield's Town Administrator is more than just an occupation. This community is a big part of who I am, and I consider Topsfield to be a part of my family as well. Thank you, Annie, for your continued support and allowing me to pour myself into the work while we raise 4 amazing little girls. I want to thank our current and former elected officials and volunteers for their contributions and commitment to our community success. Our town is extremely blessed to have talented people contributing to the successful accomplishments of our vision and goals. Our elected officials and appointed volunteers on the many committees and boards who do not get paid for their time dedicate countless hours to work on many important issues. The work they do is hard to quantify. However, it is impossible for the town to be where it is today without their dedication. I want to thank you all, and please know that you have played an integral part in the accomplishments that I am about to mention. I believe that a person's leadership is exemplified in those they lead. I also believe in the core attributes and values of hard work, teamwork, professionalism, honesty, and always going above and beyond to exceed expectations. My team believes in these, and they can execute these fundamental and core beliefs daily. Thank you to the team for your commitment to serving the residents of Topsfield. Through good times and difficult times, you answer the bell and often work extra hours away from your families to benefit the town. And because of you, we do not survive the challenges we face at times, we thrive by them. I can say with all my heart that the tremendous amount of success that we have had over the years and the ones to come is because of the amazing team we have built, the team which I get to stand shoulder to shoulder with each and every day. I'm so proud of what you do. For the past 4 years, the Select Board has developed a set of goals which are updated annually and set forward the prioritization of our work. Since its inception, the #1 town goal each year has been economic development and downtown revitalization. The town has not only consistently achieved our annual goals, it has exceeded them. 5 years ago, the town created a project review team to allow any business or property owner looking to invest in their community, new or existing, to meet with our department heads all at once and early in their process to help them understand local expectations and process. This saves them time and money and has been a testament to our commitment towards supporting our local small businesses. The town has also created an Economic Community Development Committee, known as the ECDC, an appointed committee set up to support and promote our local business community. Made up of residents and business owners and chaired by Select Board member Michelle Mercier-Lang, the group is a vital partner in helping create synergies within the business community and also help attract people to our downtown. We appreciate all the local support of the Topsfield Community Partnership and the Topsfield Garden Club, always willing to lend a hand to help accomplish our downtown goals. Others that we've built relationships with include the Anthem Group and Greater Newburyport Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for believing us, sharing in our vision, excitement, and supporting our efforts over the past few years. This past spring, the town wrapped up its community-driven comprehensive master plan, which was adopted by the Planning Board in April. The master plan is a critical document to help outline the town's goals and objectives with the steps necessary to achieve these, specifically around land use, housing, economic conditions, transportation, historic preservation, open space, and climate change. Most importantly, this is a plan developed for the people, by the people, reaching 186% of the initial outreach goal. Later this evening, we anticipate adopting an official master plan implementation advisory committee to help support the town's efforts to adopt elements of the plan into our operations over the next 10 years. Thank you to the volunteers who worked with our consultant to help make this multi-year project a reality. We also have prioritized beautification, adding lights to the trees in the common during the holidays, ornamental solar lights with flower baskets downtown, and installed attractive new wayfinding signs. The town is focused on preserving and expanding traditional community events while adding many more. These regular events throughout the year are great opportunities to bring community together and also to bring people downtown to shop and dine. One of the shining success stories this past year was the completion of the downtown Topsfield Village Plaza, otherwise known as the Pocket Park. Located in front of the Topsfield Village Shopping Center, this public-private partnership was completely funded through a federal grant and a private donation, with exclusive use of the space for the town for the next 50 years with no ongoing lease costs to the town. It is a prime example of the importance of relationship building, dedication to creativity in solving problems, and doing it with the highest standards. We had an amazing turnout for the ribbon cutting in August, and people have been using the space consistently ever since. An incredible win for the town. Partnering with our planning board, the town has adopted important economic development focused bylaws over the past few years. Some examples include the MBTA multifamily housing bylaw, modifications to multifamily on Route 1, restaurants by right in the downtown business village district, and the allowance for the first time of breweries, pub breweries, taverns in our business districts. Along with the receipt of 8 new all alcohol licenses from the state last month, these enhancements have opened the door for even more opportunities in the future. In addition, this year the planning board is working on multiple zoning bylaw changes, including auxiliary dwelling unit ADU bylaw to comply with new state requirements, a dark sky bylaw, and a historic property redevelopment bylaw that aligns with our master plan recommendations and aims to preserve the look and feel of some of our great estates in Topsfield by allowing more uses. A public information session will be held to review these bylaw changes on February 5th at 7 p.m. at Topsfield Library. Earlier this month, the town released a request for proposal for the old highway garage located at 10 School Ave. The town is hopeful for a respondent who will purchase the property, improve the space with a restaurant, brewery, wine tasting, other similar type of use to activate the space. Bids are due back in mid-February, and we are hopeful for great possibilities to come. I'm happy to report the fiscal health at Topsfield is very strong. We are committed to low fiscally responsibility in every decision we make. Over the past 5 years, the town select board and our partners on the finance committee have worked closely together to purposely and consistently exceed our 2018 adopted financial policy targets. Due to many factors, including but not limited to the creation of organizational efficiencies, pursuit of competitive grants, and the creation of new revenue streams outside the tax base, the town's annual certified free cash amount since 2020 has averaged $2.7 million, well beyond what we've seen prior. This has allowed us to put away over $3,225,000 into our stabilization accounts over the same period, ensuring we have on hand the funds available to navigate the next downturn or unexpected bump in the road. It also ensures we have available funds to purchase capital items opposed to taking debt. In cases where taking debt is necessary, our healthy reserves keep us in the best position to receive the lowest interest rate possible. The town's last bond rating in 2018 was AAA, the highest bond rating a municipality can receive. At the 2023 annual town meeting, it was approved to move forward with the replacement of one of our aging water tanks, which broke ground this fall, using $3 million in debt. Our financial advisors indicate that the town is well positioned to maintain the highest bond rating by adhering to the town's financial policies. This high bond rating allows us to obtain the lowest possible interest rate, which will save the ratepayers tens of thousands of dollars, if not more, over the life of the loan. We anticipate the water tank construction to be completed this summer. In addition, each year we have a third-party financial audit. At the conclusion of the audit, we receive what is known as a management letter that identifies the financial deficiencies or other recommendations for financially relevant management improvements. I'm happy to report that we have not had any material comments on our management letter over the past 5 years and have addressed non-material comments efficiently and effectively, which have helped us to continue to identify and implement the always evolving best financial practices in our daily operations. The town has also elevated its efforts to aggressively pursue grants. These grants help offset one-time costs and operational expenses. It also allows us to invest in new opportunities to increase our levels of service to the community. Our department-by-department participation in applying for and obtaining competitive grants has more than doubled over the past 5 years. A special thank you to Chief Hubby and Chief Collins Brown, who have been leaders in applying for and obtaining public safety grant funding to help with their department costs. Combined, the police and fire departments have brought in many grants, big and small, amounting to more than $1.3 million since 2020. Thank you to Superintendent Gary Wiles and Procurement Agent Debbie Moran for their efforts helping us apply for and achieve much needed infrastructure grants. In the past 12 months alone, the town has received or have commitments for over $7.5 million in infrastructure grants, a staggering figure for a community the size of Topsfield. Congratulations and fantastic work by all of the department heads and staff who have made these examples and others possible. At the end of December, the town also successfully closed out spending of the American Rescue Plan Act funding, ARPA. The final report will take place in April. Due to the efficient and thoughtful work of many, we were able to infuse close to $2 million in new money into the community over the past 2 years. We are also so grateful for the partnership and support from Senator Tarr, Representative Cairns, and Representative Kasner, who have been present. You have listened to our needs, and you have time after time advocated on behalf and successfully procured state funding for Topsfield. Thank you. All of these financial successes would not be possible without my finance team, an extremely talented and motivated group made up of our town accountant, treasurer, assessor, and procurement officer. Right now, my finance team and I are currently hard at work with our 2026 fiscal budget. The municipal budget has not required an operational override in well over a decade. Due to our fiscally responsible approach, the town does not anticipate needing an override this year. We will make all efforts to balance the municipal budget and meet the financial committee's guidelines. Just like at home, we too have seen year-over-year exponential growth in our costs. But even so, we will continue to do everything we can to find creative ways to avoid overrides and keep our taxes as low as possible. But again, the costs to run our business are growing up, and we do expect that the elementary schools in Massagonomic Regional School District will have significant needs this year and in future years, requiring Proposition 2.5 overrides from both. Over the next couple of months, my team and I will work with the finance team, select board, school committee, and school administration to ensure we find ways to support our schools, to make sure we are delivering the best possible education for our youth, while also balancing the fiscal impacts to taxpayers, and especially those in our community who are most impacted by rising tax bills. We have a lot of work to do, but we will work in good faith and we'll navigate the process together. The town has also been prioritizing its infrastructure needs, such as paving roads, repairing or replacing bridges, culvert improvements, and water-related capital needs. Through strategic planning, the town has been able to fully utilize this Chapter 90 state aid paving money to maximize what we can pave each year. In addition, working closely with the state, we have also advocated for and have received repavement of Route 1 and resurfacing of 97. We know there's always more than what funding is available, but the team does a great job putting the money to use and into the streets in a purposeful and meaningful way. This coming year, we expect to continue to work with MassDOT on an appropriate design and expedited build of a new Mile Brook Bridge on Perkins Road. My team and I have been meeting on site with neighbors and other stakeholders, soliciting feedback and advocating to the state to incorporate the incorporation of our collective priorities in its design. The state has confirmed the new bridge will incorporate the existing millstones, a very similar facade, minimal increase in width, lower than usual side walls to ensure the beautiful vistas can still be seen, and other elements unique to the current bridge. Having these elements incorporated in a state-built bridge, especially one that is fully funded by the state, is not normal. And we greatly appreciate the state's understanding the bridge's historical significance and the importance to maintain as much as possible the same look and feel when it's replaced. 2 years ago, we also finished the culvert replacement on Pond Street. The culvert has proven to be a big win not only for the resiliency of that area of town, but also for the Ipswich Watershed Association, Friends of Hood Pond, and the aquatic habitat they represented in the process. This past year, the town completed a comprehensive townwide culvert study, helping us prioritizing our greatest needs. The report, combined with previously created hazard mitigation plan, are proactive ways to best position ourselves for future grants for needed work. Over the next few years, we predict that the most impactful infrastructure needs will be in our water system. The upcoming projects will be mostly driven by new federal and state unfunded regulations, with the potentially largest related to the requirement to meet federal PFAS standards by 2029. The town is currently compliant with PFAS, but in the coming years, the town will either have to make millions of dollars in local investments or find alternative ways to meet the new standard. One potential alternative is through Senator Tarr's North Shore Water Resilience Task Force. Over the past 3 years, the town has been one of the leading communities participating in the effort to explore regionalization of our water system. Working efficiently and timely, there is a potential that Topsfield might be able to achieve PFAS compliance through a regional solution and find financial support from the state and federal government to do so. We will continue to partner with Senator Tarr, and thank you for your leadership on this topic. Regionalizing water would also regionalizing water would also create environmental sustainability within the region, a topic the town has made great commitments to advance in recent years. Some examples of environmentally sustainable and innovative solutions the town has incorporated in recent years include the investment in a frontline electric vehicle police cruiser, publicly available EV charging stations, first of its kind solar-powered ornamental streetlights, municipal building weatherization, and LED light retrofits, deployment of autonomous electric lawnmowers at our parks, and the creation of a sustainability advisory committee, and most recently, hiring a new conservation agent and creating within that existing position the role of sustainability coordinator for the town. These initiatives were not only good for the environment, but also had financial benefits, taking advantage of green technology to lower our costs. The town of Topsfield is a clear leader, not only in Essex County, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, but have made impacts nationally with its goal of being a leader in innovation and sustainability. This coming year, the town will be transitioning to a new trash and recycling hauler with an automated pickup. After months of negotiations with 4 different haulers, including our current hauler, G. Mello from Georgetown, prevailed as not only low bidder, but the hauler willing to provide the most services and benefits to the residents. All the haulers we spoke with required the town to incorporate automation as part of its contract, which is standardization of trash and recycling barrels that can be picked up by an arm on the side of the garbage and recycling trucks and not by a human. The town has also put together an 18-person committee made up of residents, department heads, town staff, Mass DEP, and the hauler to fine-tune our plan and to make sure all the needs of our residents are considered and ultimately help us ensure we have the most successful rollout as possible. More details to come in the weeks and months ahead, but anticipate the changes commencing in July. The town is also working with the Sustainability Advisory Committee on a curbside food waste composting program. We have together negotiated very aggressive tiered rates for Topsfield residents to help reduce the cost for their participation and provide another sustainable option for people to dispose of waste. The public safety team has been doing outstanding work. Both chiefs have been building their teams, and we're fortunate we have such a hardworking, dedicated, and professional public servants who each and every day put themselves in harm's way to protect us or help us in our most vulnerable moments. In order to maintain the highest level of service, it takes investment in them. One recent example is the multiple members of our police department completed and are now certified in advanced law enforcement rapid response training. This cutting-edge model for active shooter incidents was launched last year by the Executive Office of Public Safety and Securities, and our team are some of the first to go through the program. In addition, in October, the Topsfield Police Department also was awarded a renewal of a 3-year accreditation with the Massachusetts Police Accreditation Commission. Topsfield is only one of 122 out of 357 agencies to achieve this prestigious award. The accreditation promotes best practices, professionalism, and integrity, while staging public confidence, ensuring accountability, and correcting any deficiencies in the department. A significant achievement for the police department here in Topsfield. In 2021, the Topsfield Fire Department transitioned into primary transport for emergency ambulance services. Prior to that, we relied on a third-party vendor based out of town to respond and transport when members of our community needed to go to the hospital. Now, after over 3 years of our firefighters providing primary ambulance transport, it is absolutely clear it has been a great success. The town now receives close to $600,000 in new revenue for transporting each year, which are predominantly paid for by insurance companies. The new revenue has completely covered the cost and then some of adding 4 new firefighters the past 2 years to the department, and by doing so, the fire station is now staffed 24/7 with full-time firefighter paramedics all day, every day. Previously, there have been times the fire station could not be staffed at all. This transition has not only created new revenue for the town, but also, and most importantly, it has ensured we provide the highest quality and timeliness of care to members of our community that need us most. The town has also made great gains in our community services and have big plans this coming year. Our very popular Council on Aging, our COA, has been seeing increased participation, having last year a total of 6,232 signed-in participants at all of their offered events and activities. In addition, we have an increase of 88 new members this past year. In the fall, we were successful in a state grant to purchase a new Council on Aging van, a much needed investment to make sure the COA can continue to offer great off-site programming opportunities as well. We anticipate the bus to be built and delivered this fall. After incredible work, dedication, and support from many in the COA and beyond, we broke ground and completed this fall what we refer to as the COA patio next to Town Hall. We are very excited to have a ribbon cutting this spring and to program it going forward. Our recreation department is flourishing. Back in the spring, after many years of hard work by the Topsfield Playground Committee, the Topsfield Pump Park opened next to Pine Grove Cemetery with huge fanfare. The past few years, we have worked with the Topsfield Athletic Association in investing in our existing recreational spaces, as well, drastically improving the Little League field, softball fields at Pie Brook and Clock Park, adding irrigation at Pie, improvements to the playing surface at Clock, and we're planning to make improvements to the fields at Proctor School this year as well. We are also diligently working on a plan to resurface the tennis courts at Proctor and incorporate lines for pickleball as well, allowing for additional use of the courts. We also have plans to expand the widely popular homegrown markets as well as program events at the new downtown Pocket Park, such as pop-up art, games, music, food, and much more. And recently, we began talks with the organizer of the very successful and popular Grand Prix of Beverly to bring a similar semi-professional bike race to downtown Topsfield. Stay tuned. This summer, we will once again support our friends at the Tri-Town Pride Parade Committee to ensure their annual parade and picnic on the Common is successful. Topsfield is and will continue to be a welcoming community for all. We are currently working with the American Legion and members of our veteran community to create a formal Veterans Advisory Committee in Topsfield. It is our priority, it is my priority, that we ensure our veterans always have a seat at the table. We will always respect and support those who served and the family members of those who served or are serving, making sacrifices to keep us and our country safe. Town leadership will always support and back our vets. We will continue to work with our elementary schools, with our town hall art receptions for elementary school students. Multiple times each year, the COA has displayed artwork from our amazing youth artists, and we collectively celebrate their work at these art receptions. It's been a great event that we look forward to continuing this year. And above all else, I want to reiterate our absolute and full commitment to transparency, accessibility, communication, and collaboration. We have previously and will continue to meet people where they are, whether that's over the phone, email, on your street, in your yard, or in your living room. We will be there when you need us. Some examples of other ways to stay informed and to connect with us include a very robust social media platform, which is on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Through our upgraded town website, you can visit me during my TA office hours each month, or a select board listening session. Join us for the select board meeting. Thank you, everybody. Come to my budget open houses, sign up for my robocalls, announcements. Pick up a copy of our COA or our library newsletters. They have a lot going on. Take advantage of my open door policy and stop by my office at Town Hall anytime to come and say hello. When you see me, whether you catch me walking the Zoomies for our coffee, or at Gil's or Leela's when I'm grabbing a snack, or Alex's Tea Hop or the Bagel Bin if I'm grabbing lunch or dinner. I'd love to meet you or discuss anything on your mind, anytime, anywhere. It is my absolute pleasure to do so. I cannot thank the Select Board enough for their support, strength, and leadership. My team for their incredible commitment to our work, and the Topsfield community, above all else, for their partnership and trust. All this is only possible because we are doing it together. I love this town, I love its people, and I wouldn't be here without your love and support. I'm so grateful for all of you. Now, together, let's keep making Topsfield and the world a better place. Thank you.
I open the floor if anyone would like to say anything. Apparently you've left us in stone silence. Nobody has anything to say. I will say thank you very much. You know, I know everything that you put in here, obviously, but to have it all summarized this way makes me feel like we are doing right by this town, and that you are doing the excellent job that we frankly expect and know that we're going to get from you always. So I thank you for that.
About 10 days ago, we had a group of people that were not terribly happy with us. And one of them said, and I'm paraphrasing, "I don't see where Kevin Harutunian has done so much for the town of Topsfield. I'd like to give him this letter and say, come back and tell me after you read that. Thank you."
Thank you for all of your hard work. It's obvious that, we've had a lot going on in the town of Topsfield. There's a lot of great things that have been done, and I really look forward to seeing more of those good things happening in Topsfield. So thank you.
I think I would reiterate what Marshall was saying, is when you see the whole list, there's a lot of little programs here that aren't major management or town initiatives, but make it a better place to be. So thank you for all those, everybody that contributes to them. And it's also, Kevin was honest in touching on some major challenges that are out there. The PFAS investments that are they're gonna be required in some form or the other, and that gonna take a lot of hard work and regional cooperation and thought. And some issues with some areas within town whose underlying economics are 1, 2, 3% above 2.5% a year, which isn't necessarily terribly unrealistic in today's environment, but it doesn't fit the standard model. So we're gonna have to work together to grapple with those as well.
And I think just to point out two things. One, hard work and dedication. Topsfield is what it is, not just because we have people like Kevin who we pay, and Sam and everyone else who's on staff, but to reiterate, there is a lot of volunteer time that goes into running this town. So thank you, Kevin, but thank you to everybody else. And then just along the lines of innovation, this is the first state of the town, right? Or is it town of the town?
We'll work on the title.
We'll work on the title. And this is again just going towards that effort to be more communicative, right? Communication today is not what it was 15, 20 years ago. We don't have the newspapers like we used to. We're doing everything we can, Kevin helping, to reach out to everybody. But honestly, we've got 3, 4, 5 different ways that different people in town do it. We're trying to, as he said, reach the people where they are, but that means sometimes duplicating efforts and sometimes coming up with creative ways like tonight to get that message out.
Senator Tar, I know you don't like to public speak very much. I don't know if you had anything to add.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and through the board. Unaccustomed to public speaking as I am, I would be remiss if I did not take a moment just to express my gratitude to Kevin for this incredible address this evening, which gives us such a sense of the many things that are happening in this community, whether it's economic development, cultural development, support for public safety, support for infrastructure. It is really heartening to see the multiple dimensions in which everyone is working together, and particularly through Kevin's leadership, to be able to make such dramatic improvement in a town that has a limited tax base and limited resources. I would take a minute just to thank him for a couple things. Number one, the legislative delegation, the 3 of us, very, very much appreciate our work with Kevin. He has partnered with us to enable us to bring state resources to this community by providing us with timely, accurate, compelling information. And that is extremely valuable in helping us be able to steer resources in this direction. And we are all very enthusiastic about seeing how those resources have gone to work. Second, Kevin mentioned in his address the issue of water. And I think everyone knows that we are engaged in a groundbreaking regional effort that has never been seen before to be able to pull our resources together and address sustainability of the resource, protection of the watershed, and sustainable water supplies that are safe. And this community, as he noted, has played a pivotal role in leading those discussions to the extent that we now have every water supplier in the region, in the watershed, every environmental organization, all working together. And on more than one occasion, it has been Kevin and I and maybe a couple others at Zoomies troubleshooting to make sure that we could overcome the hurdles, the challenges, whatever. He has been one of our go-to leaders in that effort for our regional water supply. So I want to express gratitude for that. And lastly, I want to express my gratitude to the board for selecting and retaining such a talented and qualified individual. It is always an honor to work with you and to represent you, and it is particularly so tonight to hear the state of the town address and to see how things are working collaboratively. It is an example to be followed in this state, and I dare say in this country. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I heard a rumor there was a hand up. I missed it.
Back there.
But if anyone would like to add anything from the audience, I'm open to that as well.
I don't know how you missed me. Yeah, you stand up. 50 plus years living in town, watching many things develop in those years. We hit a home run. We lucked out. We couldn't ask for a better town administrator. And I've done business with a lot of them. So to the committee that selected Kevin, I congratulate you on your selection. I know Mr. Jackson was, because he's a long-time friend, was part of that organization. But Kevin and I have developed a friendship, which I'm very pleased to have. There's one area in town that I have to mention because it hit me personally. I watched our cemetery kind of deteriorate almost. And since Kevin has come along and working with Gary, my son has a good place to rest. Thank you.
If anyone else has anything to add, not required. All right, with that, do you have any closing anything before we wrap up this section of our agenda?
Amazing team, amazing support. Thank you. Thank you all for coming.
All right. With that, we're going to take a quick recess, I should say.
One statement.
Oh, yes.
One thing I'd like to say. There
Mr.
are
Jackson
at least
always has to get
there
the last
are
word.
there are at least two other people in this room that were part of that selection committee, and I'm looking at Shay Elwell and Sarah Guido. We're glad that you guys were there.
All right, with that, recess so we can turn our room back into a normal one. Thank you very much.